How's everybody doing? I'm going to try to make this quick, fast, simple. I was doing prep and I've got my own reasons, personal reasons, and I won't share them with you because it still affects my personal life. And we'll just leave it at that. But I was looking for the colors of the divine feminine or the colors of Mother Earth. And the colors of Mother Earth were exactly what I was looking for. They were both there. But then when I looked at colors of the divine feminine, as you could see the search, well, look what popped up: the yoni, Mother Earth, the yoni. And remember when I told y'all the Alliance Football League and ESPN? See it right there. See it, the football. That's what it is. And when you go to 2021 National Championship Trophy, I mean that's it. That's it. That's your yoni. That's your yoni. That's your yoni. And so anyway, remember I told you male, female as one. And that's what we're looking at. Now that's the day after we think Trump's going down. And hang on just a second. I lost my yeah. So I'll tell you something else. 10 rolls to Obama. Trump dies on January 10th. There's no reason for me to have that there. The day of the national championship game is the 11th. So I don't know why I've got that there. I'll tell you what we are going to do. It's crossing the Rubicon. Also, somebody shared that. I think it was Angel Marie, and I know for sure it was Angel Marie that told me that's when Metropolis was released on January 10th. Um, and it was again Janice Tennant. 121 days after 9/11, 2020. I don't need to put that. I might need more space. So, uh, Metropolis release date. So there's a lot. And yeah. So let's dive into what do we want to dive into first? Let's go over some videos. Crossing the Rubicon, January 10th. Oh, I already shared that with y'all that it was crossing the Rubicon. Okay. Janice Tennant. I feel like I haven't talked to y'all in forever, and I don't. When was the last time we did a video? Um, the 4th. Okay. 3 days ago. It feels like 6, 7 days ago. Space Needle one. A lot of people like that one too. Um, so I've got a feeling then I've shared these with you. Talking about the cloning. Oh, here's what we haven't gone over. Let's do this one.
It's still on. Of course, Bill would say that if we were down to the last days of Armageddon, but it is still
The last days of Armageddon. So, I mean, they love messing with us, right? That's their thing. But this one here says power of the collective, which is all about, again, the divine feminine. The divine feminine, community, collaboration. Bustle. That's the one I always click. It says aspect associated with creation, intuition, community, of course. By the way, that's what the whole New World Order was about. I'm watching this thing called Invisible Empire. I'll put it in the comments. Let me grab that for you real quick. And then, of course, the word collaboration. Collaboration and community. The community is going to collaborate and say you need to wear your mask. The community is going to collaborate and say you got to get the poke if you want to come in our grocery stores. So if we ever make it that far, I'm starting to really think just a big psychological operation. Well, watch this: community collaboration, community collaboration.
We also talked today about the power of the collective. You get that collective, the collective, power of the power of the collective, but the power of the collective, but the power of the collective.
The power of the collective. Right? We can go regular speed, can't we? Of course we can.
Power of the collective. You get to but the power of the collective. But the power of the collective. But the power of the collective.
So yeah. Everything that they're shoving the divine feminine down our throats. Creation, intuition, community, sensuality, felt rather than thinking sense, and collaboration. We're done with all that. Let's get to some prep. There's a lot. I'm going to tell you right now one. The defensive line is down for the Buckeye. That was the exact words. Dan Patrick, the Buckeyes D line is down. Nine hours ago. Let me find it for you. Dan Patrick shares what he heard about Alabama versus Ohio State 9 hours ago. You know what this means, don't you? The Buck, he doesn't have any defense. His defensive line is down. That's why he's going to get the eye, the Buckeye. I don't know. I mean, spotty, iffy, right? That's just absolutely. Hang on just a second. Especially at the defensive line position. I got a feeling that game's going to get moved. I'm thinking. Could be wrong. But that's definitely what I'm seeing. Defensive line of the Buckeye, which I think the Ohio State Buckeye represents. You can't be the buck about the regeneration, because that's why Trump is the stag, the buck. You can't get the regeneration without the eye wound. His defensive line is down. His line of defenses are down. What do you think? Reach? A stretch? Or Holy Spirit nailing it? I don't know. I don't know. I want want to get to y'all's comments in a minute. Let's go through the prep. Oh, that's from her. Okay. I did do some gematria. I wasted a lot of time. It wasn't that big a deal. The weekend is doing the halftime show of Super Bowl 55, but there's no E in weekend. It's so I was like, well, there's some gematria going to be there. Lockdown, warning, it's game over. War Machine, Deep Freeze, Sirius, of course, their dog star, Notre Dame, which is Our Lady, the Queen, Angel Wolf, Nightmare, and Roll Tide. I did Roll Tide. All three of them. I did Roll Damn Tide, Roll Tide, and Roll Tide Roll. They say Roll Tide Roll in their stadium, or their fans do. Roll Tide is their slogan. Roll Damn Tide, they also say. Roll Damn Tide is Vatican City, Minneapolis, the elect of God, the unicorn killing machine. Well, welcome to the machine, killing machine. I thought that was the Iron Man, the Shining, Demon Contact. These are better than I thought, to be honest with you. The killing machine of the elect of God. Just plain old Roll Tide, Ishtar, the Pope, and Deep Freeze. So in two of them, what was the other Deep Freeze about? Oh, the weekend. Deep Freeze. Oof. Oof. Ooh, that dark winter. Are we all ready for that? No, I don't think we are. I think what's coming, there's no way to get ready for it. I told people on Facebook today, I said, everybody was laughing at Noah. I said, let me tell you something. The stuff I'm telling you, it's not to get you physically prepared. That's what Noah's deal was, physical preparedness. I said, I'm trying to get you spiritually prepared. There's nothing going to save your body in this stuff. I mean, 1 out of 4 in the world are going to die. And I think a large majority of that is in the Middle East and the United States. I would venture more towards the United States. Just because. And then, of course, all your wintry areas, all of your Russia, China, Europe, Los Estados Unidos, Canada, all your people in South America, they're loving it. We should all be down there, right? Right. I don't care if you're under lockdown. You ain't gonna get that dark winter. Might starve to death, but all right. Anyway, enough good news. Let's keep going. So, Roll Damn Tide, the Unicorn Killing Machine. We did that. Roll Tide, Ishtar Pope, Deep Freeze, English and Simple speak to the weekend. Okay. Roll Tide Roll was Kamala Devi Harris and Donald Trump dead. Well, he can't die until, they can't get their welcome to the machine. They can't get their machine. They can't get their killing of the sheep until he dies. Those two above are the same. And then there is financial collapse. Yeah, maybe one was like simple gematria, the other were. So Roll Tide Roll, financial collapse, Donald Trump dead. Well, Donald Trump dead and financial collapse go together. So let's keep going. I did Buckeye and Buckeyes. Buckeye, Monday, a Trump hammer. Buckeyes, Joe Biden, the hammer. Ohio State Buckeyes, 888. Whew, what? That's Donald J. Trump. Straight up. 888 comes to Donald J. Trump. So they're telling you that the Buckeye is Trump. Artificial intelligence, Lucifer the Lightbringer. Good grief. Great Awakening, reset, Noahide laws, Donald Trump wins. And he did win. He's not winning re-election. I think they pretty much, I heard today, Dabu 7, who is controlled opposition, he's nothing more than Alex Jones. Be careful with Dabu 7 or Dabu 77 or Dabu 777. But he said something about Trump said there'll be a very peaceful inauguration coming. So what is that saying? That's saying Trump is what? When he's killed, it won't be the tyrant was killed, because he's gonna concede and be the nice guy here before he gets popped. You watch. Speculation. I shouldn't say you watch. I do think he's going down Monday. You watch. That one I feel a little stronger about. Um, Jamie said the iconic Twin Towers of downtown Manhattan's World Trade Center were a triumph of human imagination and will. And of course, it's all about the will of man. That's what they're all about. So, and I think when we get to the comments, she and I chatted about that. I wanted to look up Tubal Cain. Comes to James Bond and the Donald. And if you know what Tubal Cain is about, well, Tubal Cain, the emblem for it is the same as your Facebook. Tubal Cain. Tubal Cain, when you hit images, that's your Facebook, folks. Look at it. It's Tubal Cain. That's Tubal Cain. That's Tubal Cain. I mean, that's Facebook. That's Facebook. That's Facebook. Facebook logo. Blue. Blue. That's it. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Tubal Cain. But I thought to look up Tubal Cain because that's from the club world. Well, the word breakfast is there. So now you know what the Breakfast Club was about. If Tubal Cain is the club, and one of the words breakfast comes to that, now you know why they had a movie called The Breakfast Club. In other words, they're telling you it's the club. We just call them the Illuminati. A cult, which is, of course, what they're all about. And are they not about the Donald? Well, they got Scottish right. He's from Scotland. It's his mom's side. And there's York right. He was born in Queens, New York. And then, of course, you get James Bond, who is the Donald. Duh. Stairway to Heaven. Well, Gematria comes to the Dark Knight Rises. Yikes. Twin 110, I thought to look up. I got January 5th and January 8th. I don't know. January 5th and January 8th, not 8th. We're in the middle of that. But in other words, I think that's more of when I thought I wasted a lot of time. Yeah, I was trying to just find January 10th on something. So I was looking up all kind of stuff that they've always put out there in the as being slogans. Save the planet comes to Queen of Heaven. It's Mother Earth. Straight up, Queen of Heaven, save the planet. Take care of your mother t-shirt. Take care of your mother t-shirt. Take care. Are you kidding me? Take care of your mother. Y'all, I used to be an astrologer. Ain't no reason for me to sit around and laugh at people. But I guess we can, So when you get Save the Planet, that's all about the Queen of Heaven, which is Lucifer. Venus. Time traveler. Well, that's Trump, the time traveler. Tower, Trump Tower. Anti-Jesus, Donald Trump, and you get Donald J. Trump when you click save, when you gematria save the planet. So good stuff, right? Good stuff. January 10th, TENTH. You get, and I think Michael already did all this for us. Happy New Year, The Simpsons, United States, Four Horsemen. Oof, kick off the Four Horsemen. Well, the first horse is already kicked off, but we'll complete. Let me just say, we'll kick off the completion of the Four Horsemen. Harley Davidson, okay. Divine Unicorn. Well, Trump is the unicorn. The Antichrist is the unicorn. He is the horn, and he is of the divine feminine. So love that. 10 Downing Street. Watch this. Donald Trumps. January 10th. Donald Trumps. The two Trumps. Silver Bullet. Well, hello. This is the wolf full moon coming up. The China virus. What if Trump gets popped on the 10th but doesn't die until the full moon? God, can you imagine the chaos for 18 straight days? Yikes. And then what comes after that? I'm laughing, but I ain't going to be laughing when it's going down. I can tell you that. Laugh while we can, I guess is what that's about. The China virus, January 10th. Lincoln and Trump having a chat. January 10th comes to Lincoln and Trump having a chat. January 10th comes to Lincoln and Trump having a chat. Two assassinated presidents. Like it. LSU purple, Clemson 2. Jamie brought that up a while back, but it never really dawned on me because I didn't put it all together. Clemson's got the purple, so LSU's got the purple. So ever since Trump's been in office, you had Clemson as a national champion, then you had LSU as a national champion. So yeah, it's all been about college football playoff national champions. All right. Ever since Trump came into office, you had roll tide. Oh, excuse me. That's when he started running. Well, ever since they started the play, let's start over. Ever since these yahoos even gave us a college football quote unquote playoff, it's either your winning team has been the Buckeye, and then it's been the Tide, and then it's been the Purple, the Tide, the Purple, and the Purple. Colors of Mystery Babylon. And if they do play the game and Trump's still alive, doesn't matter who wins. We're pretty sure he's going down in Janice because of what? The movie Goldeneye. The character's name was Janice. James Bond, Goldeneye, Janice. Janice, syndicated, James Bond, Wikipedia. James Bond, Goldeneye. The Janus Syndicate is a crime syndicate featured in the 1995 James Bond film Goldeneye, Buckeye, the stag, the buck. Trump's all about gold, the golden eye. Alec Trevelyan, 006, also known as Janus. Fictional character, the main antagonist, 1995 James Bond film Goldeneye. Got that from Enter the Stars, who we bust on. But so anyway, I remember Jamie bringing that up, and she talked about her team LSU and my team. Of course, I thought my guy was going to get the Heisman because the Antichrist comes from Gainesville, Florida. Excuse me, that was dumb. Start over. The Devil's Advocate comes from Gainesville, Florida, and I think that was the role that Dan Mullen's been playing. He's and Saban is playing the role of Satan, the devil himself that he was called. uh, by a Florida Gator coach at the time. And Dan Mullen throws up the hand signal more than anybody else related to college football, even more than any media member. Dan Mullen is nonstop hand signal. I thought it was going to be more than that, but it just appears that it's Dan Mullen. Should we gematria his name, Michael? I thought to do that and then never. There's so much I would think about where I didn't write it down because I was here, there, doing this, that. And then I was like, I'll remember it. Nope. That was one of them, Michael. Something I did not prep, if you don't mind doing gematria. Dan Mullen. And you know what? Why not the devil's advocate? I guess, right? I don't know if you're up for it. Um, let's keep going. Notice the non-fallen, I think, helped by God purge Israel, and were friends to Daniel. So the first two were part of putting Israel through the fire. They were doing God's work, and they both loved Daniel. So that's why those two were not fallen. And then, of course, these guys did nothing to uh, help purge Israel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are fallen. The eighth is of the 7. Hello. Thank you, Jesus, for the discernment. Revelation 17, verses 8 through 11, especially 10 and 11. Got me for saying process. Oh, there was somebody. I erased his comments, but he was like, I see you saying the process. You're a shill. Because, the process is what, it's part of their terminology that they use. It's Nick Saban's terminology, the process. Well, the process of them creating their new world under Lucifer, however you want to call it, the New World Order is already here. You can't sit there and go, well, it's the coming New World Order. No. The New World Order showed its face when the whole world collectively, for the community, all did the exact same, all did the lockdown, all did the mask, all did everything. That was a New World Order, 10,000% in play. Let me find that video for you real quick so I can bring it up so I don't forget it. I might have already have told y'all about this, that I started watching it again. And guess what came? Loose Change, an American Coup. Remember, I have my DVDs mailed to me, so I get their entire catalog. I got Loose Change, an American Coup. What a great, great, great documentary that was. And that was all put up. This is all put out. This here's put out by Alex Jones World. Because they tell you, Alex Jones told people a lot of the truth. And he got millions sucked in. Then came Trump, and he took everybody down that rabbit hole, which is why I voted for Trump. And at the time I voted for Trump, because I was, I was following the Illuminati and Alex Jones, exposing him and all that stuff. And I got sucked in by all these. But this thing clearly shows you that it's the New World Order is all about communityism, collectivism. It is the divine feminine characteristics from A to Z.
The disappearance of class distinctions.
Oh, this was
the
where.
Disappearance of class distinctions. Darn dumb to know how to rule themselves.
Hold on a second. I think I got it right here. You know what? I actually, I think this will be in the comments for starters. Second of all, I think I have the exact time in here. I think in my prep. But yeah, if I talk about if they look, they mimic the Lord in every way. Got a Christ, got an Antichrist. I think we've proven that many times over. Our Lord has his process to bring his sheep into the world through the fire, out of the world, through death to self at the very least, suffering much tribulation to enter the kingdom. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. Or The world hated me before it hated you, but I have called you out of the world. So there's a process from A to Z to become a sheep. So when I use that word process, I'm not Illuminati. The Illuminati uses that word because they're mimicking, they've got their process because they're on a parallel plane to mimic the whole. Remember, I told you the lockdowns and the beatings and all of that, what they've done to us is the exact same mimic of whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son of him. Hebrews 12:6-8. So, I mean, I got, I hit him from it gives you the ability to hide somebody from the comments. And so I did. I was like, obviously, somebody's going to come on. Look, man, you don't have to agree with me or you can call me out, but just do it like we're hanging out and we're chit chatting. And so I don't think that. I think this, and here's why. If you're just going to come on and like bust, you're just going to bust on me. Well, I'm just going to get rid of you because time is way too short for that. But if you saw his comments disappear, I wanted to explain. I'm not hiding him or hiding that somebody busted on me. I'll even go over it in my video. But in order for them to never come back on, you have to make that click, hide them from the channel. So y'all might still be able to see the comments, but I can't. What was next? D-line for the Buckeye. So we're done. D-line for the Buckeye and Nuts and Bolts Car Wash. I had a dream. I was with my friend Russell, and we were like at these like downtown Disney or Universal Studios where they got all these like clubs, restaurants, hangouts, fun places to go, take the family, but more of the nightlife for adults, just the same. But all of a sudden we were in like a car wash, but we're still there. It's like a cool car wash, like a hip car wash, like a Hooters type girl hooked me up with this hip car wash. And I was like, no, I don't. Or she was, trying to sell me all these car washes. And I said, no, I don't want that one. I just want a regular car wash. And she's like, oh, well, then you want this one. I was like, yes, I want that one. She's like, sign right here. And I signed it. The bill was $9,000 charged to my credit card. And we're still in there waiting on my car to come out. And I said to my friend Russell, I was like, by the way, I did a lot of gematria for Nuts and Bolts Car Wash, but I put it here to tell you all this stream. So $9,000. Remember that number 9. It's very prominent in their world. Number 9 Dream, Love Potion number 9. Number 9 Dream by John Lennon. So I went over to the manager, and it was like talking to a mafia guy. They like laughed at me, and I said, well, I'm gonna call the police. And they're like, go ahead. And I called the police. Police never. Remember, those dreams where you can't run fast enough, like you can't get away. Well, like, or in this one, it was you call the police and they don't show up. So I'm just stuck there if I want my car with this $9,000 bill. But it came out tricked out with all kind of these bolts coming out of the tires, out of the wheels, like these extended bolts. Extended wheel bolts. You ever seen those things, man? Well, these things came out. Oh, they're not showing the wheel. Wheels with extended bolts. We see them on semi trucks, right? Kind of like those things. It was like way cooler. And it was like this hip thing to have. And my car was tricked out with it. There you go. Something more like that. But it came way out. And my car was just studded up. It was $9,000 worth. And when I got in my car, mad and upset, and I woke up mad. used the bathroom, went back to bed, and continued with the dream. Like it stayed with me. And then I ended up being in the car in the follow-up dream, which hardly has ever happened to me in my life. Once or twice it has, where y'all wake up and go back to sleep, and you get the follow-up of the dream. And I put on this suit, or I was wearing this suit to drive my car. And it like had all these cool pads. I was wearing this blue suit, and it had like this ripple thigh pads, like football player. And I was like, in order to drive this cool car, you had to wear the equipment. You want to talk about the nerdiest thing ever, but it made me think of uh, when you take the mark. I was like, Lord, are you telling me I'm taking the mark in a dream? You're going to hand me the strong delusion? And, God forbid, let's just say that straight up. But it was like, when you take the mark, you're going to get, I don't know, maybe that's what their 9 is all about, that perfect number or something for them. I don't know. But you're going to get a complete overhaul. You're going to be a machine. You're going to be studded up. You're not just going to be a car anymore. You're going to be a studded up machine. You're going to be even wearing new apparel, new equipment. I don't know, man. It just freaked me out. I didn't bother me, like Lord's telling me I'm going to take the mark, but it kind of told me what the mark's all about. Well, y'all notice I objected and said, I ain't paying for that. So I'm not taking that. But then I was like, I had no choice. So I don't know. I don't like it. It hadn't bothered me all day, but when I'm explaining it to you now, it's kind of a bummer. And I already told you about the D line for the Buckeye. And we already went over Julius Caesar crossing the Rubicon January 10th, which kicked off the Roman Civil War. And that's it. Now we'll go lastly to Jamie's comments. Sorry, I had to do it. I didn't comment on all of these, but I've given thumbs ups and stuff. Have we covered these? We did. My video was 3 days ago, and there was Michael's 4 days ago. I don't think we went over this comment. Right around the 50 minutes in, that was the payoff moment, and the vid just ended like that. Your commentary was a lot more immersed and thought-provoking than the journalist and blogger shown on the screen, especially the part about the enemy being within the family, etc. I forgot the video was only 50 minutes. GBY. I'm not sure right around 50 minutes in, are they talking about my video? And I think I tried to watch it, and I wasn't sure what they were talking about. I'm going to speed it up. Okay, so we go real fast. But I didn't follow what they were saying to me. But I could tell they were being nice and just trying to help out. And let's go.
They're showing us the Space Needle. I don't know. Unless the book has just been a psyop all along, really they'll just be able to enter into all those who worship the image of the beast, because the technology is just floating in the air. That's why the towers are so close. So, those are two things I'm not 100,000% dogmatic on. I don't know if I'm not 100% dogmatic on that you have to be poked in order to have the fallen ones enter into. I just don't know if it's all just a psychological operation. It all goes away once the purge begins. And the military really is just going to be involved in World War III, which is that who are they really going to be bombing? Speculation. I'm sure we'll be bombing China and China will be bombing China. On it. Large caravan. So they of course also equated the iPad goat, the rifle, and remember we showed the eyes going red, black, red, black.
I guess that's what they were talking about when I started breaking this down.
Black of the little kid or soldier or whatever it was with a rifle. So I'll put this one in there too if you want to watch it.
Trump Stokes. I'm like, what? Y'all, I'm going to tell you something. If we're the only ones telling the truth about everything, from the technology to what the mark really is, that he's the Antichrist going to take the wound in his right eye, that there's no such thing as free will, that hell is not eternal torment, the wages of sin is death. Fear him who destroy both body and soul in hell, not torment. That the ones that receive the torment of the fallen angels. If we're because there's nobody else telling you all of that combined, along with other stuff I didn't even remember to think of. Then they know who we are. They're going, Jamie, Michael, Trey, Applesauce, that group there. That is who the Lord is giving their discernment to. That group. That's the true church, or that's the in their mind, the top of the food chain church on the earth right now. Well, then they're just don't think that Trump Stokes wasn't there for us. And knowing we would see it. Yeah. I mean, I would like to think when this thing kicks off that a drone just got a bead on me, and I would say I'd appreciate that Holy Spirit. I really, really would appreciate going out quick and simple like that. Yes, just love for my body to explode in 1,000 pieces. But anyway. So, Victor, I think I know more what you're talking about now. Right around the 50 minutes in, that was the payoff moment. The video just ended like that. Your commentary was a lot more impressive and thought-provoking than the journalist blogger shown on the screen, especially the part about the enemies being within the family, etc. I forgot the video was only 50 minutes. I'm still not, like 1,000% sure. Let's go with this one here that Victor also said. When I see channels like the ones you showed, I view them as grifters. I still respect their hustle and work ethic. Absolutely. I think he's talking about when I crack on Enter the Stars or something. With that being said, it's sad to see the concept of the truther becoming a business brand. Well, like Enter the Stars, like that's what they do for a living. And that'd be great. I wish I could just do this all day and make a living out of it. Tithing is not New Testament. But like if I could just do Bible studies and do this and people just donated and I could live off that, and my thing was just donate anything, donate your surplus. If you've got surplus, help out a little bit. That way I don't need to work and I could just do this nonstop. Because Enter the Stars is throwing out 1 or 2 videos a day, usually 50 minutes to an hour long. So very impressive. I would love to be able to do that. It wasn't what I was called to do. Short and to the point. Keep it simple. And as a PE coach, I can tell you that being around from kindergartners all the way through 8th graders does get your mind off of. It was good for me to go back to work after being off for the 2 weeks. I can tell you that because I was getting really doom and gloomy kind of. Had no commiseration with any friends whatsoever, and did hang out with my son one evening, but he's going through a tough time. But he's being very successful right now, and I'm very pleased and very happy and hopeful. Thank you, Jesus. Your will be done. But yeah, it was good for me to get back. So I like what I do because if I did this all day, every day to make a living through some Patreon account, and I never was getting out and being around because the kids, man, kids are, there's just that they're innocent, man. Even though in God's eyes, that's a whole nother story now. I will tell y'all, and I can argue it. There's 2 ways to argue this. You know how the old argument, well, any baby that dies in the womb of abortion, they're all going to heaven. Or any child not of age of knowledge or knowing, they die, they're all going to heaven. I'm like, I don't see that in the Bible. I see that as more from, Illuminati run church. So, well, it says right here, the wages of sin is death, and the baby in the womb never sinned. Well, you go back to Romans 9:11. Children, before either one were born, that the purpose of God according to election, before having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. So before you're dead, I mean, excuse me, even before you're born, your fate is sealed. So you don't need to be born. And it says the wages of sin is death. And like one person said, we're all born with that sin. We're all born corrupt. So if a child is 2 days old, 2 months old, 2 years old, automatically a sheep? Were all the ones in Egypt? No. So what got me on that? I don't even know. I don't know. Whatever we were talking about, something took me to that. So let's keep going. When I see Truth or Channels, like, oh, concept of becoming a brand. Oh, talking about kids, they're innocent. Yeah. But look, I just, in my mind, in my world, what I tell myself is, Lord, all these kids that I get to work with on my job, you know, don't send them the strong delusion. I just have to have hope in that. I mean, you know, it's a hope. I'm hopeful in me. I'm hopeful in you. I'm hopeful in them. I don't sit around and go to my job all day and sit around and go, oh, these are just a bunch of goats. No, judge not. From that standpoint, you do not have the mind of God. You do not know. Now, it goes on to talk about judge with righteous judgment, and you use the word of God to judge. You will know them by their works and so on. That's a whole nother. That's a Bible study right there. But yes, we are appointed to judge 24/7, 365. People judge whether to walk down that road at that time of night. I'm not going down there this time of night. No, sir. It's not a good. That's not smart. You judge everything you do is judging. From what foods to eat, you're always judging. Um, if somebody's alive, don't sit there and judge their salvation. Okay, that's God's will, and you don't know His will. So I don't know what got me off on that either. Um, 8 to 10 years ago, maybe less than that, it was more of a grassroots independent thing, talking about truthers. I was, as I'm watching this whole Alex Jones run Invisible Empire, I'm like, no, they're just telling us the truth. I don't think. Now, I'm sure there were some good YouTube channels that were grassroots, Victor. Absolutely. And that's what we are here. And notice my numbers never grow anymore. I'll go down to 526 and back up to 531, but I've been around 530, which for y'all that were there on those videos, is my third marriage number. 153 is also the number of the sheep. 153 fish that were caught in the nets, symbolizing the church. It's a triangular number for 17. But yes, we're grassroots, but y'all, my videos might be getting 100,000 views by their world. Either systematically by the Ghost in the Machine or an Illuminati member copying my video and sending it out to all of them, or Ghost in the Machine could just be playing with numbers easily. We're going to keep his views to this, and we're going to keep what do you call them, subscribers to that. I might have 40,000 subscribers and get 30,000 views. We'd never know it. Do I think that's what the deal is? No, but it's possible in their world. Look what they're doing. They're running the whole world right now. So don't think that there's and who's writing the script that goes to the machine is. So don't and how many people are under them in this network doing what they're doing. And I've heard some things on these college football shows where they paraphrasing things that I've said, both about football and you know, about their world. Anyway, that's just outside the box thinking. I'm not dogmatic about that at all, and I'm not telling you that's what the deal is. I'm telling you it's possible. Who would have thought? Now you say like, well, where's your comments? They don't comment. This would be club. This would be club membership only. That would be viewing this stuff. Possible, maybe. So they know not to comment. Anyway, 8 to 10 years ago, grassroots. If you had a Bible scripture or some teaching, you put it out. The key word was always you. Now it's like every truth is its own brand. I think your truther YouTube channels that have these thousands upon thousands of subscribers with thousands of comments, or a lot of hundred, 500-600 comments. I think the Ghost in the Machine could be writing their script. Now it's like every truth has its own brand, and it's corporate owned or sponsored by products you can buy for the apocalypse. Well, it's what Alex Jones was doing, so very well said, which could potentially put you on some list. Oh, put me on a list? Yeah, I'm on a list. I just saw Trump Stokes. It's funny. Who would have thought Alex Jones type model would blow up, inspire other mega channels, and at the same time crush all the smaller content? That's because they're all Illuminati run. I'd call it fair game if there wasn't a crazy algo. Talking about algorithms, I don't know what algorithms are. I can tell you it's artificial intelligence that goes to the machine. Period. It's Satan and or the fallen ones and or what they call ascended masters in the computer, in the technology, straight up. And bot accounts, but those things do play a role, and you're very lucky if you can beat the 100,000, 500,000 threshold. Well, absolutely. My outside the box crazy thought a few minutes ago, they could just straight up hide my channel in searches, period. Where they've given me what they've given me. Right now, I'm right at 530, straight up. 530, 53, my third marriage number progression, right? 530 subscribers. It'd have been funny if it had changed because it was 530. All day today, yesterday. Just stuck right at that number. Without knowing someone on the inside, but it's the time of revelation. So who cares anymore? God is going to wake up he's going to wake up a sheep at different appointed times. The last, I believe, will be awakened at the abomination that causes desolation. And at that moment, the bloodline will wake up. Per Romans 11:25, do not be so wise to your own conceits that blindness in part has happened to Israel, the true bloodline of Israel, until the fullness of the Gentile church be come in. I paraphrased a little bit for you, but that's Romans 11:25. He also said he would allow a great deception. Well, it's not allow a great deception. He sends. It says, for this cause, God will send them a strong delusion that they will believe a lie. Now, God sends this delusion through Satan. Allow a great deception. So if it's God's will for 1 million or 10 million to follow some UFO, New Age, yoga, free energy stuff, who can stop it? Oh, wow. I'm going to tell you something else I came across today on Shaking My Head Productions. Hang on. Y'all, this Shaking My Head Productions, The False Awakening is here. You need to know this. Again, I'll tell you 1,000 times this is artificial intelligence. They put out so much. This is 2 hours of solid, nonstop content. How do they put this together day in and day out? Thick videos, movie clips, everything. I think it's, and there's never, I heard there was a front man on Facebook, like somebody's name, something Smith, something. Look at how everything's perfectly documented. I guess that's how you don't get a copyright strike. How you can borrow all this other stuff. But I'll put this in the comments. You'll love it. Simpsons. Anyway. ADHD, stop it. Oh. All right. Yeah, anyway, yoga, free energy stuff. Who can stop it? Very good, Victor. And I gave the love there and the thumbs up. And glad we went over that. Candid Berry, Happy New Year. I do not celebrate Janice and all that, New Year's stuff, but love you just the same, of course. Good video. I'm not being notified when you upload new videos. Well, there you go. You just got to check in. Now, their world could be notified. All their followers. I mean, you just don't know. You don't know how intricate their Ghost in the Machine system is. But I guarantee you, every world leader, they're all connected to the same stuff. They're all told what to do and how to do it. And anytime Trump gets with China guy, they're all just laughing and smiling, and or Bing Jong Jung Ging Ging, or and the Iranian guy gets up and says "Death to America," and he's, where do you think he got that from? Come on, man. Come on, man. All right. And then Jamie and we did talk. Oh, I talked to her from yeah. Anyway, the iconic Twin Towers of downtown Manhattan, the triumph of imagination will. And then I talked about interesting deception, demon will, wicked imagination, more accurate. And I talked about Aleister Crowley's was all about man's will, not God's will. So that made sense. And then Jamie said, I wanted to share this. It's the anniversary is also in January. Oh, the Twin Towers is? Where the Iran hostage thing was. Because that's what I thought it was at first, but maybe the Twin Towers anniversary is. When did the Twin Towers get finished? Oh, it's a terrible search. Let's try this again. The Twin Towers, Wikipedia. December and July completed opening. Okay. Well, so this is what you're talking about. The anniversary is in January. The dates and numbers and involved parties associated with these are indeed interesting. The Iran hostage crisis was a diplomatic standoff between the United States and Iran. True, which might start World War III for us, I think she's saying. 52 American diplomats and citizens were held hostage after a group of, and we have 52. America has 50 states, along with Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. Maybe. I don't know. I'm speculating. 52 diplomats and citizens were held hostage after a group of militarized Iranian college students belonging to the Muslim student followers of Iman's line, who supported the Iranian Revolution, took over the U.S. embassy in Tehran and seized hostages. They were for 44 days from November to January 20th. They were released. That's interesting. That's the anniversary she's talking of. Okay. She probably drove her crazy when I did that Twin Tower search. She's like, no, keep reading, stupid. All right, Jamie, good stuff. And I love you. We love you. Michael, you too. Applesauce, Candid Berry, all of y'all. Thanks for chiming in. Victor, JW Garnis, and absolutely. All right. Counting it down. January 10th.